I have a definite beach theme going on in my bathroom, which is where I am, which is why there's an echo. I don't really know how to make these type of videos, so just kind of doing the best I can. But you can see, hopefully, see there's a little texture around the edges. I hope it'll show that. And what that's from is from Halloween. Okay, got this at the dollar store, Dollar Tree, and you can see it's got the glitter. Well, so you've got your texture. So what I did was I mixed up two paints to get kind of a sand color, and just basically used a sponge brush and brushed it over, and so that gives you like a sand-like texture. I didn't worry about covering the whole picture because, you know, putting a picture in the middle. And the pictures in the middle are just these dollar store pictures, you know, from the Dollar Tree, how they have all these great things you can buy. My whole bathroom is full of these things. I'm going to put seashells on this one. There's another one. Basically, you take the picture out of the frame. Okay, that's not hard. And then after you paint your frame, and what I do also is, you might notice there's some kind of streaky, you know, colors here and there. I do a little bit of dry brushing with the two colors that I mixed, just to kind of give it a, you know, more of a textured look. And then I take the picture and I try to center it as best I can. They don't quite match up. You can see right here, if you know where to look, see a little bit of an edge. But they look pretty good. What I did one with Mod Podge, and I wouldn't recommend it because this paper is really cheap and it curls really easily, and it's hard to adjust on here. And if you get it down too tight, then you can see the word, you can see the trick or treat through the paper. Although not really, you know, unless you know where to look, not really, you know, too much. Because the back does say trick on it in glitter. Don't try scraping it off. It doesn't really come off. And you just end up with glitter everywhere. So, that's what I'm doing with those. Let me pause this, and then I will look at the two paints that I used. Okay, so there's my really fancy mixing paint plate. I used Misty White and some Khaki. Start out using put down the Misty White and then blend in the Khaki a little time to get the color you want. Khaki for me was just not the right color like I thought it would be. I used a sponge brush. The glitter's going to tear it up, but sponge brushes are cheap and it just adds a little more texture. And let me pause again. What I did when I painted, you can see I didn't worry much about the middle because the middle's going to be covered. But when I painted, one thing I did, I painted on a coat, kind of let it dry, painted another one, and one thing I did was I tried to kind of do some pouncing like this with the brush, so that it would kind of leave some texture right there in the flat part. Otherwise it'll show the streaks. As you can see, those are streaks, but they'll be covered. And then I used a little bit of the white, a little bit of the Khaki, and just basically took and, I don't think I have any paint wet enough to now, but like I would just take and kind of dry brush it here and there. So you can see there's some streaky spots here and there, just to give it a little more texture, a little more, you know, reality, hopefully to look a little more sandy. I actually, with the first picture, the one we're looking at, Be Happy from the Sun, I just used the sponge brush and I just kind of sponged a lot of paint in that middle empty spot. And I just put a little tacky glue kind of around on the edges of the back of the picture. And then I just put it down and the paint's holding it in the middle. And the Eileen's tacky glue is what I used. I can smear it with another sponge brush, kind of in the corners and on the edges of the picture. Again, these pictures just roll up. They're really, well, they're cheap. They're from the Dollar Tree. But it looks good. I did also, these signs have little holes because they were, you know, hangers. And I took basically a piece of napkin, kind of rolled it up, stuffed it down in the holes, painted over it. I'll have to trim it off at the back. Once it dries, you're not going to know those holes are there. And I put it up at the top. It's actually going to go over the top of the bathroom cabinet where there's this huge, I guess you're supposed to put stuff up there. It's got a lip on it like a box. It's completely useless. I don't know what I put up there. So I'm going to put these pictures around it. I'm going to attach them to something, I haven't figured out what yet, and kind of box it off. So that you got something up there pretty, but you don't see this big, huge, just empty spot. I'm going to hit pause again and see if I can show the one that I have on my door. Hard for me to get too close. This is the one hanging on my bathroom door. I went ahead and put some twine on that one and went ahead and hung it up. But that is also one of those dollar store pictures. And I hung it from the hook, and then I used a little bit of, I think it was a command strip or something to kind of hold it to the door because the bottom wanted to swing out. Let's see if I can get it to focus. You can see it doesn't quite meet up to the edge of the frame. But you really can't tell. But you can see where I kind of dry brushed some of the different color. Now this one I used Mod Podge, and if you know where to look, and nobody else has noticed this because you got to know where to look, you can see trick because the Mod Podge really sucked it down tight. So, and there's really no need for it. So anyway, that's what the door one looks, and I'm up against the door jamb, sorry, so it's hard to get a good picture of it. But that's the one there, the first one I did, and then I had to wait 6 or 8 months for the Halloween stuff to come back. There's the big space at the top of my bathroom cabinet. A couple of boxes up there because I didn't know what was up there. I'll have to put something behind these pictures, stick them to something, make something to make them stand up. But I'm basically going to block that off so like it doesn't exist. Like, anyway, just so to look at pretty pictures. You see some other Dollar Tree pictures there under the lights when I hit the light. Some of them do not fit the frame. Some of the pictures are kind of tall and skinny, so they won't fit that frame. So I was going to do it with all my beach pictures, but like that one would fit, but then, you know, that one doesn't. But these are Dollar Tree ones. I just went ahead and used double-sided tape because I'm a scrapbooker, so I have double-sided tape, and took them out of the frame and just taped them to the back, you know, that piece of cardboard at the back of the frame. It's just the right size, and just went ahead and taped them to that. Used a double-sided sticky command strip or something, can't remember what, just basically to stick them on the wall. So definitely, like I said, have a beach theme, including a whale on the ship here. But anyway, that's how you take and turn El Cheapo Dollar Tree Halloween pictures into stuff like that. And this is my first little DIY tutorial, so please be kind. I did my best, and if you have any suggestions or anything, let me know. Thanks a lot for watching.